What's a good word, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to my channel. If you head to the main page here, you see what I do for a living. Professional baseball broadcaster for the Worcester Red Sox, but passion for streaming, passion for video games, and for DFS. We'll do a lineup review. You can follow me too on Twitter at the Radio Mike. Had a little thing today I tweeted out in honor of Tom Brady, a player that, of course, I still like, even though I'm a Pats fan. He's not here. I tweeted that I don't think it should be a universal rule that no team, if you finish under 500, should be allowed to make the playoffs. I get a lot of resistance on this. And people will say, well, you can't penalize a team for being in a bad division. Well, it doesn't make any sense. All right? This does not make any sense right now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers should not be a fourth seed. Okay? Get rid of them. So be it. So we don't have a division winner. Play better. Who cares? You're gone. All right? So you take Tampa out and you slide everyone up. So now it's Dallas, Washington, the Giants, and Seattle. And Tampa is, forces them to play better. I mean, this is a joke, an absolute joke that a team 6-7 would get a game at home over Dallas. Dallas could go 14-3 and have to play on the road. It's dumb. And I know people say, well, it doesn't happen often. Well, so what? Just wipe it out. You don't finish 500. This is professional sports. This is a lot of money. You're out. You're out of here. Out of here. Hope everybody had a good weekend. One more game tonight. Showdown slate. I'll have a few. I think this over-under. I like it to go over because I think, I'm not just saying it's a Patriots fan, they're desperate. They gotta. I think for the Patriots, they've got to win. Cardinals, of course, too. So I think this is going to go over. I like Marquise Brown, potential captain, because I think Hopkins will be covered. I like Mac Jones. He's going to be low on, and Stevenson, and the normal. But in showdowns, if you're doing a single bullet, single entry, you still could get a little bit different in your captains. A lot of division games yesterday, a lot of crazy stuff. Crazy games. Was not surprised the Lions won. I don't know. I guess a lot of people don't follow football. Everyone was shocked that this game had the Lions as a favorite. I was not shocked because I do this, DFS. Mike White and Mac Jones almost threw for 400 yards against this defense that's now on the road facing Goff, who's got a lot of weapons. People wonder why is Goff better? Well, he's got pretty good running backs. I mean, even Jackson, who they got from the Chargers, he's got a good line, and now he's got Chark, St. Brown, Reynolds. This kid Williams will be good. Raymond. I mean, he's got a lot of guys to throw to. I was thinking of this during the 49er Buck game yesterday, and why young quarterbacks don't often succeed right away in the NFL. It's because usually they're going to crappy teams. This was the opposite for this man yesterday, Brock Purdy. He was surrounded by one of the best running backs, if not the best running back, Ayuk, Samuel, Kittle. He was surrounded by veterans, and I think that takes the pressure off. And it's interesting, in this league. I think it's tough for guys, and we're seeing it now. Like Geno Smith, a former number one quarterback, is thriving because he's got better surroundings. I think it's hard for some of these guys, not all of them, Herbert and Mahomes, but even Mahomes sat out, to just put a young guy right in to a crappy team and say, here you go. Josh Allen struggled a little bit right away. So Look at the passing yards for this is an interesting thing. The Vikings to me, and I've watched some of their games and I look at the box scores, they might have the worst defense in the last 3 or 4 years. They give up, what was yesterday? 464. This is almost every week. The fact that they got 10 wins, I'll tell you who's one of their MVPs, Cousins and Jefferson, because they need to score 25 to 30 points every game just to win. And they're doing that. So, love the Eagles. I mean, I'm not surprised with the Giants. I thought the Giants were on borrowed time. I was not buying the Giants. I love what the teams that run the football. This is a team that's built for postseason. I'll tell you another team. This is going to sound crazy to me. You know how there's always that team. The Giants did it. The Patriots did it. The Giants getting as a 6th seed. No one thought they would win the Super Bowl when they did. I think the Jets, I know as nutty as it seems, if they get in, it's weird they've lost to the Patriots twice, but they give everyone in the league a run for their money, and their defense is so good. I mean, they beat Buffalo. You see close game here. 2 close games on the road. They've struggled a bit on the road, we know. But I'll tell you what, depending who they play, if they get in right now, they're on the outside looking in, but I don't think anyone matches up against Kansas City. But if they were to play Baltimore or Tennessee, I think they could easily win. All right, let's get to my cash game lineup. I'm happy to say that I had a good day. 147.2, GPP lineup of 155, 154, 130, 122, dipped off a little. I should just stuck with the Lions Vikings. I'm still learning. Like sometimes I try to get so different. I do 4 GPP lineups and I try to get different on all of them. Yesterday I didn't as much, and it kind of played off my cash game plays. So I want to take you through my process. Did well in these 5-mans, not in the 3-mans. Weird how the 3-mans had better scores. Okay, so it was a no-brainer to me. I had the utmost confidence, 1,000%, that Jared Goff would be good. I'm surprised that he was only 2 people owned him, and it was the top 2. I'm really surprised that anyone went anywhere else. I'm assuming this is their GPP lineup. That had to be a late swap. That was a pretty good late swap. Jordan Mason. But I just don't think, like in a cash game, like this lineup makes no sense. And I don't mean to pick on this guy, but if you're entering, this is a cash game. Even though 2 people win, it's 40%. So you don't have to take risk. And this is a GPP lineup. So this is either just lazy, but you don't need like it's going Burrow to Chase. See, he did a mini stack, I guess, playing the double running back. I would have done the double running back of Pollard and Smith, St. Brown, but then Gallup made no sense in this. Faint, Valdez-Scantling, these are all home run hitters. Let's see, White to Wilson, and it ran it back with Knox. He did a Philly, and then had like a game stack, and then Higgins. Just what can you do there? But these got to be these are GPP lineups, and you don't want to enter these kind of lineups. This isn't bad, but a lot of risk in Harris, Smith. Judy's a great play. I was on him and then didn't play him as soon as I saw Sutton out. So this is what I did. I mean, I locked in Goff, and I normally don't do this. I don't usually stack, but in this situation, I figured, and I could have gone to the Chalk, DJ Chalk, but I went to St. Brown, which I knew would be high owned. So I figured if he was going to be high owned, then I want his quarterback. See, this is where correlation makes sense. If you're going to play St. Brown, and everyone did, I mean, he's 80% in this, and in the 50-50s, he's like 90%. Then if you're saying with conviction at his price at 7,800, you're thinking he's going to have 8 catches, 80 yards, a touchdown. Then why wouldn't you want his other? Why wouldn't you want his quarterback? Cash games you don't need to stack, but in this situation with who they were playing, I didn't mind it this week, and I knew this game would have a lot of points, so I wanted a low. I could have got to Jefferson if I maneuvered him more, but I went with safe plays. I liked the matchups here. Mixon and Elliott were playing bad defenses. Mixon almost got the bonus. Elliott scored at the end. I wanted Miles Sanders. I just figured the Giants were off. I took 3 teams. I mean, look at the Giants. Rushing yards allowed, 150. 128. 165. So I went with the floor. I figured even if they don't have great games, they're going to have great games enough against this. They're favorites, heavy favorites. So I had no problem locking them in. Garrett Wilson, I knew would be because of last week. Phil, he had a good floor. And then I had Hooper originally. Went to him. But I'll take it. I'm happy with how that worked. Let's see what. See Brown 70%. Even in here, three people own Goff. It's because sometimes you got to get different, and it's okay to stack once in a while. And this is a stack. This is a GPP lineup. Cousins, double stack of Jefferson. Hawkinson ran it back with St. Brown. And then just everything else was no secondary stack. Secondary stack is another game stack where you play one from each team. All right, so my best GPP lineup got 155-1. I went with Goff to Brown to Jefferson. I had Chark and Hawkinson. I went with a bunch of that game. That was not a good play. Should have got out. I almost went to McKinnon as a late swap. Didn't. Moore, which was, I think, in the nuts lineup. But no, he could have been. This is the Hurts lineup, I think. So this was tough because they just didn't get enough in the passing. It started promising. But look at this ownership for Hurts, Brown, and Devontae Smith. All less than 8%. More people played Travis Homer than they played in A.J. Brown. That's because everyone was playing these games. That's high owned. So I did Hurts to Brown and Smith, didn't run it back with anyone. Did a secondary stack of Hawkinson and Chalk. Chris Moore is my one-off. And the Bills defense. This one wasn't great. Burrow to Chase. Mixon got a little different. Ran it back with Peoples-Jones. Pickens with Steelers. Yeah. Oh, tired. Enjoy Monday Night Football. Thanks for watching. If you make sure to subscribe and send any feedback. I want to see your lineups. Have a good Monday night.